Bright Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bright Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, salvation to the elect, peace, blessings, and honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Let's get into it. So today's actually a good day, as you can see. I got my fringes in, but I have to get my border of blue, and I have to find a tailor somewhere where they could sew my fringes and everything on. But it's pretty nice. Fringes, I'm gonna do the whole thing. I got a full robe. Just order it offline. Pretty much got to order a couple more and some more fringes. So that's a good day. But even with that still being, we can't be too happy with being in captivity right now, and the things that's going on, and the lies and the deceptions that are going on right now. So that's actually what I want to get into. I want to get into these fake imposters, these fake Israeli people that's claiming to be the real chosen people of the Lord, when they don't line up with any of the prophecies. And actually the red leather of Revelations, which come from the Lord, tells us exactly who they is and what they are. And they don't line up with the prophecies, and they fooled and deceived the whole world. So I'm just going to jump into it. And we know who they really are. We know they are really Amalek, and we're going to jump into that too. Amalek, a son of Esau. So they're really Edomites living in that land. They're like the top tribe of Edomites, pretty much. And that's why they run the world and rule the world. But even still, like, everybody knows, when the true Israelites go back into their land, it would be peace all over the world. It's not peace. They are in constant war. They're in constant war since they got there. Great wars. They're on the brink of extinction if somebody drop a nuke on them, or if they drop a nuke on anybody. They start all the wars. They fund all the wars to this day. So how's that lining up with prophecy? The true Israelites, and we're gonna get into that too. The true Israelites will be in captivity into the end. That's why the Lord is coming back to save them. What do the Israeli people need saving from? They run everything. They own everything. They're rich. They own America. They're the true people who own America. So the Lord is coming back to save the Israelites from poverty. They're not in poverty. It only makes sense. If you don't get it, if you don't understand it, it's because you're not trying to, because you don't want to, because you're going along with them, because you're a part of the wicked. So let's jump into some scriptures to back some of this stuff up. Revelations chapter 2, which is red letter, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So the Lord is saying he know the blasphemy of them who claim they are Jews and are not. And who are they though? They're the synagogue of Satan. They're evil. They're wicked. They're the wicked people on earth. That's right there. Because you got to think of this as a mass level, right? So who's a mass people that claim that they were Israelite, that claim that they were Jews? The biggest group of people on earth that claim that they were Jews as a mass level. Matter of fact, I'll give you one better. Go on Google right now and type in Jews. Who pop up? Who image pop up? Whoever image pop up, that's who the Lord is speaking about in this verse right here. He's saying the blasphemy of them who claim they are Jews, who told the whole world they were Jews, who moved in the land and told the whole world we're the chosen people of God. And the Lord said, I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews but are not. And who are they? They're the synagogue of Satan. As a matter of fact, we can even move farther and we could go to Revelations. The next couple pages. Revelations chapter 3 and verse 9 again. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. So we know who the synagogue of Satan is. So them who is of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, once again, and are not, but do lie. They lie. They fool the whole world. Behold, I would make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I love thee. Who is he talking about? He's talking about the true Israelites, the true Jews. He's going to make them come worship down below our feet. They're going to bow down to our feet. And they're going to know that the Lord loved us. Even though we in the slumps and we in the ghettos, we at the bottom right now, they're going to know it's going to be a day come that they're going to know who the Lord really loved. And the Lord's going to make them bow down to our feet because they lied. And they are the synagogue of Satan. It just don't get any more simpler than that. Synagogue of Satan. All right, so let's move over to another verse. Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down with Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So this is talking about the true Jews. They have to fit this prophecy. They don't fit this prophecy. They weren't, okay, you can say they went through a little edge of the sword, but okay, shall be led away captive into all nations. When did those Israeli people living in the land right now was led away into all nations? Not some nations, not 2, 3 nations, all nations scattered all around the world. Is Israeli people scattered all around the world in captive right now? The Israeli people living in the land, are they spread all around the world in all nations, living in the ghetto slumps and captive in all different nations? No, they're not. They all got a land to go back to. They can all go back to Jerusalem and get all type of government money, government benefits, which America sends billions of dollars to them annually, and they could live rich over there. No matter where they at in the world, if they could prove that they are with those Israeli people and of those lineage. So when were they led captive into all nations? They wasn't. So they don't even fit that prophecy right there. So that should raise your eyebrow right there. Okay, who is this talking about? And Jerusalem should be, but we're gonna tell you who. And Jerusalem should be trodden down of Gentiles. And until the time of the Gentiles be filled, the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled is at the end times when the Lord come back and crack the sky open. That's when the Gentiles will be fulfilled. So it said Gentiles will be living there until that time. That's who exactly who is living there right now. Who the Israelis calling themselves real Jews, they are Gentiles, right? And we know Edomites are Gentiles, right? So let's see what type of Edomites they is. Before that, hold up. We're gonna go to, before we get that one, let's go to the book of Isaiah in the beginning, chapter 1. Verse 3, because Israel don't even know they are Israel, and they don't even know who they belong to. And this is the thing: the ox knoweth its owner, and the ass his master crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider. They do not know. His people don't consider. We don't consider that we are the true people of the Lord. That the Lord is with us. That He's our Lord for us. We don't even know who we belong to. So they all claim over there they know who they belong to. They know, their whole nation know who they are. They Israelis, they always known. You ask them, so when did you not know that you were Israel, that you were a Jew? They gonna say we always have known. There's been people who kept documents and tablets and all that stuff that let us know that we always was Israelites. This says that Israel would not know that they're Israelites. They would not know who they belong to, which is the Lord. See, they don't fit those prophecies right there. They can never fit those prophecies, and they know that. Let's move to, because like I said, we know who they really are, right? Everybody knows who they really are. Give me some time. Just trying to swipe through with one hand. So let's see who they is, because they Amalek. That's Amalek. And let's see some Amalek traits and what Amaleks do. Let's go to First Samuel chapter 15 and then verse 2. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when they came up from Egypt. So they came up from Egypt. This is what Amalek did. He lay waiting for them, waiting to trap them to go to war with them when they came up from Egypt already destroyed. This is what Amalek do, setting traps. Amalek always had a beef with Israel because Esau always had a beef with Jacob. Amalek is a son of Esau. Israel, which is Jacob, Israel is tribes of Jacob. Israel is Jacob. So, I mean, that's what this whole book is about. That's the story. You got a good guy, which is Jacob, that's on the bottom right now, that should be on the top. And you got the bad guy, which is Esau, and all his tribes that come from him, which should be at the bottom, but is on the top right now. That's what's going on in the Bible. That's the war. There ain't no war between some demon, some big red demon with horns going against the Lord. It's Jacob versus Esau. The Lord is on the side of Jacob because that's who the blessing belongs to. And the devils, which mean deceiver or the liars of the world, is Esau and his people and everybody that come from him. The wicked. The wicked shall rule the earth until the end. The wicked should be the end of the earth and Jacob should be the one that followed. Second address, right? So matter of fact, let's just move forward to Judges. Let's find Judges. Judges chapter 3, verse 13, right? Let's go into Amalek some more. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek, and went and smote Israel, and possessed the city of palm trees. So this is just an example to show you that Amalek always had a beef with Israel. Always. And it's not too far-fetched to think that Amalek would take a city of Israel and possess it. Because right here, they possessed the city of palm trees. Amalek went and they smote Israel, which means they killed them and destroyed them. And they possessed the city of palm trees. That's what they do. They take lands. Just like people say the Roman Empire, right? The original Romans ain't there no more. If they is, it's very small populations, because that's what Amalek does. They went and they took it over and they possessed the city, and now they run it. Now they are the Romans, modern day Romans. And it's not too far-fetched to believe it, because we see it in America. The Americans, who people believe Americans, which are Europeans, Caucasian people, which are Edomites, who they call themselves white people, aren't the original people of this land. What did they do? They came here, they smoked the Native Americans, which are Israelites, and they possessed the cities of America. Now they're called the Americans. It's that simple. You can look at today. They do the same thing they did. So they did this with the Native Americans over here on the land of America. You think this is the only place they did it? No, they do this all around the world. They go to other cities, they conquer them, they put in their leaders, they put in false leaders, and they take over, and then they start moving their people in, and they start killing off the populations by different diseases, different, just different tactics that they use, poverty, and just literally killing them too. And then they become those people, and then they take the name of those people. Look at South Africans, Hamites. But you got South Africans that are Edomites now, and they're calling themselves what? South Africans. But they're not really South Africans, just like the Americans here today are calling themselves Americans. But they're not really Americans. Who are they? They're Edomites, just like the people in Jerusalem right now are calling themselves Israelites. But they're not really Israelites. You see the trend? Do you see the trend? It keeps going. Do you see the trend? They go places, they call themselves these people, but they're not really those people. So it's not far-fetched to believe that. That's the truth. It takes a person with common sense to understand that. It's common sense. It's common sense when you break it down. Let's jump into Let's jump into this one first. Exodus chapter 17, verse 16. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Because of their wicked ways, the Lord is going to have war with them from generation to generation. What do you see in the land of Israel, Jerusalem right now? You see Amalek living in there, calling themselves the real Israelites, calling themselves Jews, and they're not. And what have they been doing since they've been in there? They've been having war. Nothing but war from generation to generation. Every year they have a different war. War has never stopped for them. They need an Iron Dome over it because so many people want to get rid of them. So many different countries want to get rid of them. They have so many enemies because they're wicked. Now, I grew up, my mom told me, look, if a man got so many enemies and so many people hate this man, you got to start looking at the man sometime and say, why do all these people hate this man? Why do they have all these enemies? I mean, is they really that great, or is it because they're wicked and they're going around doing so many things to people? Because when we get in the land, the true Israelites get in the land, we ain't going to have a lot of enemies, because the whole world going to be in peace and the whole world going to bow down, because the whole world going to respect. Even you say, oh, but that's because y'all going to make the whole world bow down. Not even just that, because the whole world going to see the glory of the Lord, and they going to say, oh, y'all the real chosen people. Wait, that's a glorious Lord. Actually, that's the only Lord. All these false idols we is following, we want to follow that Lord under those people, because those are the chosen people he with. And they're going to willingly bow down and follow the true Lord. That's not happening right now with the people that's in Israel right now. Most of their people don't even believe in the Lord anymore. And then you got other denominations. You got Christians, Catholics, Muslims, all these other denominations, all the other religions around the world. But it said when the true Israelites get in the land, everybody's going to follow that one Lord. So they don't fit prophecy. It don't make no sense for them to be the true people. Who are they? They Gentiles. Who are they? Go even further. They're synagogue of Satan. Who's the synagogue of Satan? Amalek. The Lord said He's gonna have war with them generation to generation. What do you see in the land right now? War from generation to generation with Amalek. Let's go even farther and see what's gonna happen to them, right? Because it's not just gonna keep being war. Something more gonna happen to them. Let's go to Numbers, chapter 24, verse 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, the first of Edomite nations, right? But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. That's what's going to happen to them for deceiving the world, for being the wicked, for lying to the whole world, for claiming heritage that's not them, stealing, robbing, taking all the wealth of the world, living in that land which they're not supposed to. That's a sin, living in another people land, taking their heritage, claiming to be them. That's a very great sin. Lord destroyed whole nations for doing that. He got a land appointed to certain people, and those certain people supposed to be in that land, possess that land. That's how it's supposed to be. Until he comes back and he confiscates all the land which belongs to him. Now it says he gonna perish forever. That's what's gonna happen to Amalek. Those Israeli people who claiming to be the real Jews, which are the synagogue of Satan living in the land right now of Israel, they're gonna end up perishing forever. We don't know how it's gonna be. Some think that it's gonna be a nuke. Iran might nuke them. Russia might nuke them. China might nuke them. They might all come together and nuke them and drop a gigantic nuke on them. That the Iron Dome can't stop and wipe out their complete, all of them in one blow. They might go to war and go in there and just kill them all. But at the end of the day, we don't know. The Lord might come down and kill them all with the chariots. But at the end of the day, the point is but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. There's going to be Edomites. They're going to end up perishing forever after a period of time. But they're going into slavery and bondage. But Amalek, which is the first of the nations, their top tribe, is going to perish forever for lying and deceiving the whole world. So to wrap this up, that's pretty much the topic. Is those guys are the Israelis living there are the fake Jews, and they're blasphemy, and they're the synagogue of Satan. They're really Amalek. And the real Jews are in poverty today, and the real Jews are who is known as blacks, so-called Mexicans, so-called Native Americans, and many other tribes on different islands and stuff. There's 12 tribes. You know the 12 tribe chart. Look it up, 12 tribes of Israel. Look it up, GMS. Type that in on Google. You will find it. And you will find out if you are and who are the real Israelites that are in captivity today that the Lord is coming back to save. He's coming back to save that nation, not the whole world. That nation. Barak Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshai, Barak Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshai, salvation to the elect, peace and blessings and honors to the apostles of Great Middlestone and all the brothers doing this work. Like